Hey you guys, it's your girl Fab and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Please take time now to subscribe to this channel and please put on your post notifications so you can know when I upload videos. Okay, now what topic am I going to discuss, do you ask? You know I like to get right into it. I don't like to waste too much time. I like to get right into the topics that you request. So now I'm gonna talk about something that is unfortunately an experience. Yeah, you know what I'm gonna say, an experience. But it's an experience to all of us at some point in time, unfortunately. So, and this is for people who, you know, might be in a little bit of denial and might not want to admit that these things are going on in their relationship. But I'm going to go into some ways you can tell if a guy is using you. This can obviously apply to friendships and other types of relationships because relationships are being defined as so many different things along the spectrum in this 2020. So some ways you can tell a guy is using you. Okay, and please don't come for me because these are just some ways. I'm not going to give a blanket disclaimer because at the end of the day, life varies, and if you are an adult of a particular age or experience, you should know that this can apply to you. This might not even apply to you. Rarely might it not apply to you. It probably does apply to you because we all have similar experiences without knowing sometimes. And so I'll just get into it. One way is that if you go out on a date, this could be the first date, or maybe a date that's down the line. Or a better example is if you've gone out on a few dates, to several dates with this person. By now you're in a comfortable flow of things or whatever. And the guy hesitates every time the bill comes. I don't know what to say. He hesitates every time the bill comes. Like, I mean, this is even in the case that he's trying to, he ultimately may even pay the bill, but he hesitates. And it's not like a subtle, it's obvious that he hesitates every single time because he wants to see if maybe you'll offer to pay the bill. I don't know. It varies depending on who you are and what situation you're in. But he hesitates. To me, that hesitation, I don't want to go as far as to say it's a red flag because I'm not judging people's relationships. People can agree however they want to agree on how they want to run their couplehood. But that hesitation says to me like he's looking for you to step up and foot the bill at some point. And maybe even if he gets to the point where you fit the bill, maybe you'll get used to fitting the bill. Now, this is just one scenario. This does not apply to everybody, but I personally have had the experience of continued hesitation, and it just doesn't rest well with me. I mean, maybe there's somebody else who feels like there's nothing really wrong with that, you know, that hesitation. After all, he ultimately ends up paying, and maybe he's just joking. But yes, like, you know that saying where they say sometimes jokes hold some type of truth or reality in them? That's one of those things to me. He's trying to see. He's testing his boundaries, if you will, which is really childlike. He's testing his boundaries, if you will. He wants to see if you will step up and ultimately pay the bill. And if it's happening over and over and over again, even when you're in your comfort zone with the guy, and he's definitely trying to see how far he can push the boundaries, see what he can get. But that's just one example of one scenario in certain circumstances. May not apply to all. The next one, he lets you help him out. And this is financially or otherwise, one too many times without any reciprocation. And I know people are going to say, yeah, you know, It's okay. You're supposed to give without expectation. Yada, yada, yada. If we know the laws we operate by, we know that the behind the scenes vibration is things come full circle. They have to. At least that's my belief. So I don't want to speak to anyone's beliefs. That's just my belief. Things have to come full circle. And with that said, why do you think that when somebody gives you something, you feel almost this underlying obligation or subliminal message to, like, at some point in time in the future, you're gonna have to like give something to that person or reciprocate it? Because it's law. It's just a natural thing. And so one too many times, one or two times maybe, but several times down the line now, no reciprocation. It's obvious that he knows what he's doing. And I'm not trying to sound malicious or like, be the man hater. I'm not that type of girl. But at the end of the day, it's happening all the time. It's just like, do you believe in the law of exchange? Do you believe in like reciprocation? Obviously, you know about this, but you don't want to tap into that in this situation. So it becomes blaringly obvious that he does not want to reciprocate and that he wants to see what he can get out of it. He wants to milk the situation for what it's worth. And that, at the end of the day, is tacky and disgusting to me. The next one is going to be a little squeamish. I almost don't want to say it. Okay. I'm going to say it. He asks you for money in very awkward situations. And I'll let you fill in the blanks. I'll let you fill in that blank for yourself because that can vary across the board. But he literally asks you for money in very awkward situations or events. Like, it doesn't even match. It's not even appropriate for him to ask you money during certain things. I'll let you fill in the blanks. It doesn't even add up. It doesn't even make sense. And so it's just like, first of all, why are you asking me for money in this way? And at this time, this is just not it. And I can't believe that I'm saying this out loud, but it's 2020 and it's the year of exposure and full disclosure in a lot of ways. So, yeah, you ever feel like you've been asked for money, not one time, not two times, but a few times or more, and it's being done during a very awkward time? That doesn't sit strange to you? To me, it did. And to me, I feel like that is a red flag, So even though you don't want to think about the person in a bad way, because I never want to do that. I'm always trying to look at the good side of a person, regardless of how bad they may have treated me or whatever, to the point where a lot of my friends and associates say that I'm too nice. So that was one of the hard pills I had to swallow about really realizing what it was. That is not okay, and that is not healthy, and that is awkward, and that is strange. And that is a way a guy is telling you that he's just using you for certain things, quite frankly. That's probably the strangest one that I have for you today. That just doesn't sit well with me. He's asking for money during wartime. You think about that a little bit. Think about it a little bit. Some of you might identify with an event like that happened right away. Others, it might not register with you. You might not have that experience yet, or you might not ever have that experience. Who knows? But at the end of the day, it's a no-no, and it's a red flag. I'm sorry. It is a red flag that a guy is trying to use you, or a person is trying to use you. Okay, what else? Because I got to move on from that one. That one is too... Say you're dating a guy for a while, or you're hanging out with a guy for a while, or whatever you want to call it, because we have too many terminologies and categories for every relational type of situation these days. So you make it make sense for yourself. This one is about, like, say that a special event, like your birthday is coming up, or a holiday that you honor is coming up. If you celebrate holidays, some people don't. And that person, that person's at least your friend, or at least somebody that claims they respect you. And the holiday or event comes up, and and they know if it's of importance to you, yet they don't acknowledge it. It's literally your birthday, but they don't acknowledge it. This is somebody that you've grown very close to. It's your birthday, but they don't acknowledge it. It's an important holiday or celebration time, but they don't pay any attention to it, knowing that it's very important to you, knowing that it means something to you, but it's like crickets. I mean, it doesn't take a genius to figure out that there's some usury going on. This is not straightforward behavior. This is very absurd to me. If you're in a relationship, if you're in a friendship, if you're in a close association, it's just weird. And it reeks of trickery and usury. Like, if it's my birthday coming up and my best friend knows my birthday's approaching, and on that day it's like literally crickets, my birthday comes and goes, and there's no attempt to make it special or anything like that, strange. Sorry. And it's another sign that, you know, maybe the relationship, friendship, or association is based more on what the person can get out of it than it is on actually spending those special moments, times, and events with each other, which is what life is really about at the end of the day. To the point where some of us don't even want to get into all the, I mean, some people are not really into gift buying or gift getting, but some people are really big on experiences, traveling together, spending time together, making things extra special, creating moments that mean a lot to each person. So that is what I have for you today. There, of course, are many, many more examples that I'm sure you thought about during the taping, while I'm reading off to you. But those are just a few that stuck out to me, especially the weird one about the awkward moments, but I'll elaborate on that some other time. That's it. That's some ways that a guy is trying to use you, or a close association or relationship is based on not so great things. It's based on not so genuine and authentic things, but based on more what the person can get out of it, and that can never go to a good place. They scream red flags, and they scream you can do better than this. And so with that said, I'll leave you with that for now. You know me, I'm going to continue to talk about these topics until the wheels fall off. So with that said, please make sure you subscribe to my channel if you have not already. Make sure you put on your post notifications so you can know when I post and upload videos. And please stay tuned for the coming videos. I look forward to those times. Bye.